What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, and I'm going to take a look at Stokastic's MLB DFS lineup generator for the main slate tonight. It is Saturday, June 17th. This is I believe it's a 4-game night slate, is the main slate on DraftKings today. So I'm going to take a look at the lineups that come out for both DraftKings and FanDuel of the lineup generator tonight. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. By the way, if you have not yet tried the lineup generator, you can try it still for 50% off. So it'll be just $4.48 for your first week. Use the link in the description of this video. Even after that first week, it's only going to be $8.95. Fantastic deal for a tool that is only going to give you good lineups. All of the bad lineups have been vetted. They're not going to be coming out of lineup generator. These are only going to be plus EV lineups. Check it out if you haven't already. I'm going to start by looking at the DraftKings lineups here. I'm going to do all stack types, and this is the actual way that I use the lineup generator. I'm doing all stack types, and I'm going to do all lineups. You could do just chalky, just balanced, just contrarian. I like to get a mix. I like to kind of spread out my exposure. I think the easiest way to do that is to do all lineups. Not going to lock in any pitchers. Just going to see what it gives me. All right, so first lineup we get here. We got Bobby Miller on the mound, 55% projected ownership. I guess it's a 4-game slate. That's not too crazy. Zach Eflin at 27%. We have a 5-man Yankees stack. No secondary stack here. So just a 5-man primary Yankees stack. Chris Taylor as a one-off, Ahmed Rosario as a one-off, and Corbin Carroll. So 3 strong one-offs there along with a Yankees stack. We've got DJ LeMahieu bringing down the ownership a little bit. Jose Trevino bringing it down. Guys under 10% there. Anthony Rizzo, just 12%. So not crazy high ownership here. Let's see where this falls in the top pitchers and top stacks. So we have Bobby Miller and Zach Eflin. Let's look at them first. Yeah, so Bobby Miller, Zach Eflin, the number 2 and number 3 pitchers overall in terms of top 2 pitcher odds. Bobby Miller, of course, you're saving a little bit of salary off of the top pitcher, Blake Snell, $1,500 cheaper. Looks a lot better there. And then Zach Eflin getting a lot lower ownership. So saving a little bit of ownership off of Blake Snell. But 2 of the top 3 pitchers in this lineup. And then we have the full 5-man Yankee stack. The Yankees are top on the board in terms of top 2 pitcher odds and actually have really nice leverage here as well. They look like a slam dunk play tonight. 11% projected ownership, 17% chance to be in the top stack, and 24% chance to be in the top value stack. Yankees looking pretty good here in Fenway. All right, I'm going to save that lineup. Not a surprise, we're getting to another Yankees stack, the second one here. Now, this is a Yankees stack with a Dodgers secondary stack. So we have primary Yankees, secondary Dodgers stack here. Bobby Miller on the mound again. Of course, we've got some nice correlation there with Bobby Miller and the 3 Dodgers bats. If those Dodgers bats go off, it's more likely that Bobby Miller is going to get that win. Blake Snell here at 45% projected ownership. He is the top pitcher on the board. So once again, we have 2 of the top 3 pitchers. We have both the top 2 pitchers in terms of top 2 pitcher odds here in the top pitchers tool. And then in the top stacks tool, we have the Yankees, top stack on the board, Dodgers, 4th on the board. So kind of middle of the pack here, but it looks like a nice secondary stack. We have obviously some good parts of that Dodgers lineup with Mookie Betts, Will Smith in the catcher spot, looks good. Miguel Rojas in the shortstop spot at just 2,100, making it possible to fit the salary. Although I suppose we are leaving 1,500 on the table here. That's kind of interesting. 212% projected ownership on this lineup. Yeah, definitely on the chalkier side of the board. Highly projected. Looks like a good lineup. I'm going to save that. And now I'm just going to go through. Actually, I'll point this one out because this one, first one that does not have a Yankee stack. We do have a 5-man Guardian stack here. Also fairly chalky with Ahmed Rosario at 27% ownership. Jose Ramirez, 30%. But we just have a 5-man Guardian stack with 3 one-offs in Alex Verdugo, Gleyber Torres, Will Smith. We've got Zach Eflin and Blake Snell on the mound, 2 of the top 3 pitchers once again. All right, now I'm just going to save the rest of these lineups and see what exposures we get for the first 20. All right, I got to 70% Blake Snell, 65% Bobby Miller. So my highest exposed players in this 20 lineup set, both pitchers, 2 of the top 3 pitchers on the board. Not a surprise there. It's just a 4-game slate. Not a surprise to get high ownership there. And then we've got Jose Ramirez at 65% projected ownership, 65% exposure in our 20 lineups. Ahmed Rosario at 60% ownership. I'm probably okay with this level of ownership on a 4-game slate. If this were a larger slate, I would probably try to even out my exposure a little bit more. On a 4-gamer, though, I'm probably okay with eating some chalk, getting to a high amount of certain players. So it looks like a pretty good lineup set here. Now I'll take a look at FanDuel as well. So I'm going to use, again, all stack types, all lineups. Not going to lock any pitchers or bats. We get Braxton Garrett on the mound on FanDuel. Here, let's see where he looks in terms of top pitcher odds. And I forget FanDuel. So DraftKings, the main slate is not till the evening. FanDuel, this slate is actually much earlier. This is essentially the early slate on DraftKings is the equivalent of the main slate on FanDuel. So it's a very different looking slate here on FanDuel. But we got Braxton Garrett as the pitcher here. He is, what is this, 7th overall in terms of top 2 pitcher odds. 8,900 in Washington. Not a bad spot there for Braxton Garrett. We then have a 4-man Brave stack and 4-2-2 with 2 Angels, 2 Marlins as secondary stacks here. Looks, again, like a lineup that has pretty balanced exposure. We've got some major chalkier Aussie LBs, Austin Riley, both getting right around 25% ownership. But then we bring down the ownership with Andrew Velazquez at 7%, Brian De La Cruz under 10%. Looks okay here, and Sean Murphy under 7%. So, and then of course Braxton Garrett bringing down the ownership as well. Looks like a good lineup. All right, I'll save that. Second lineup, we see we have Hunter Green as the pitcher. 4-4 stack here with the Marlins and the Braves. Looks like a good one. You kind of know because every lineup you're going to get in Lineup Generator is balanced out for you. So you're going to have usually some of, higher projected ownership players in there, and then also some more contrarian plays in the lineup. Pretty nice thing about this tool that it balances out your lineups perfectly for you. These are all good lineups. All right, now I'm just going to go through, save 20 lineups, see what the exposure looks like. See, on this slate, unlike on DraftKings, I would probably want to even out this exposure a little bit because we have more teams to choose from here. I don't think I want 70% Austin Riley, 55% Michael Harris, 45% Ronald Acuna. Now, again, these are all plus EV lineups. You could enter this lineup set over the long haul. You're probably going to do okay. The issue is just I want to mitigate my risk a little bit. And one way that I like to do that is just spread out my stack exposure a little bit, maybe, eat some chalk in some lineups, but then also go a little bit more contrarian in other lineups. So I probably would go back and get rid of some of my Brave stacks, maybe try to even out my exposure a little bit. But if you want to take on the risk, if the Braves do go off and you have 70% Austin Riley, 55% Harris, 45% Acuna, you're probably looking pretty good here. So it's just about whether you want to accept some of that risk in terms of how the Braves are going to do. But I would probably go back, even out my exposure a little bit by deleting some Braves lineups, going back and finding some other non-Braves lineups. That's going to do it for this video. Again, if you haven't liked the video, please do so. Helps us out a lot. And definitely check out Lineup Generator. You can get it again for 50% off for your first week, just $4.48. Check it out. Good luck today.